All right, well,
Yay.
hello everybody, and thank you for joining us on our stream. We're now a week into our beta, the first beta, and it seems to be going pretty well. I know we did have a hiccup with trades today, and mostly that's my fault for trying to fix something while a bunch of trades were going on. So basically, I just went in there and fixed it again, and in a few minutes it'll catch up to all of the trades that are going on. Basically, we're overloading the server with trades, and it's really a good thing for our testing because if you think about it, we're doing 10 times resources with 10 times carts and 10 times ships, um, and also 4 times travel speed for trades. So the amount of trades that are going on right now are bigger than would be on any average server, no matter the maturity, which has worked really well for testing the trades. The bad part about that is that if you stop it for a few minutes, then the script takes a long time to catch up. Just because there's probably 400 trades a second getting processed. So
That's a lot.
yes, it is. So I did just go in there and switch it back. So it might take a while to normalize back out, but it will be fixed right up, and then we'll be back to where we were before I broke it. So
Yay!
sorry for
Excellent.
the sorry for
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
inconvenience.
Did Gordy just admit to breaking something instead of blaming me?
I break stuff all the time. Except I do it for good purposes. Haiti just does it because she enjoys making all of you suffer.
I'm evil.
She's so
I'm trying to
malicious.
make things better. There's a big difference.
Well, they say that every story needs a good villain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like, things are working well. We've had a pretty good week as far as getting things done. I think we've got more done this week than we have in the past, you know, month put together. We've been doing a lot of bug fixes, a lot of implementation of new features. We've got all the counselors working pretty well at this point. So, you know, it's been a very good week for us. Hopefully that everybody's had fun. Um, from the looks of it, I think they have. We've also filled up quite a few continents. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we've had to open 2 more
Oh,
yesterday.
we opened 3 more yesterday.
Oh, we did, yes.
Yeah, we opened 33, 12, and 13.
Nobody's
wow.
noticed 13 yet.
I didn't think anybody noticed 12 or 12
I
either.
said it on chat a while ago. You guys, you're not like noticing the continents anymore. But yeah, I think finally people noticed 12 earlier, but still no one has noticed 13.
I'm going to settle 13 right now.
Yay! Okay.
You know
I
what?
meant
I
to
might
earlier.
have a senator. I do. I think I'm going to go to 13 too.
I meant to earlier, but I got distracted by something.
Watch Ketzel and I pick the same spot.
13. Yay.
Oh, I see Gwendolet in the chat today. She's one of my oldest LOU friends. Hi, Gwendolet. Um, yes.
So it looks like to me, like on the rankings, people have up to 175 cities after a week. Um, so I think definitely for the second beta, we're going to slow things down a bit. The speed is good, but it's not really the intent of the game to have to be on all the time. And with this speed, even with the counselors, you're still on constantly because you're dropping. You're basically growing what you would in 3 months in the normal speed of the game in a week, and that just takes a ton of time, and it's a bit too much for our game audience, just because it's not how it's supposed to be. So I think
It's
second
been
beta
good
is
for
going to.
load testing, though.
It's been great for load testing, especially with this trades, because there are so many trades that go on, um, and trades easily outshadow the number of attacks that could ever happen on a server. So people always talk about how are you going to process 1,000 attacks hitting at 1 second. We've got 500 trades hitting at 1 sec every second. Right now.
Yep.
So it's I never expected. I never actually thought about the trades were going to be a lot um, more prevalent than the attacks. But it's nothing that the script can't handle. It's that it just takes a little while after I stop it, and they compile for an hour or something. It takes a while for them to get through and just process all of them over and over again. So I think last time I stopped the script and had to restart it, it had to process 47,000 trade hits before it caught back up to normal speed. So
That wasn't even very long. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it took, yeah, it didn't take that long. Did it? It took like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but I just came back and fixed it again, so we'll see how long it takes this time.
So, what do you think about the contest so far, Grody? I mean, of course, you can't pick sides, but in general.
I mean, it looks like it's going well. It's going exactly as I expected, more or less. It's, people are, there's always going to be people that shoot ahead faster, and it's the people who have more time to spend in the game, more or less. But, it's, I think it's going pretty well. Everybody looks like they're having a good time.
Tell me if you agree with this. Right now, there's people in the lead, and there's people that still only have 50, 60, 100 cities, and they see the people with 175 cities. Should they despair? I don't think they should, because I think with the pace of the game, that if they really make an effort, that they could catch up.
It's not even, TAs get exponentially harder. So, your score kind of reflects the amount of cities that you have. So if you're down, and you've got 26 cities, and you see somebody with 175, you can catch that 175 faster than they'll be able to go up another 175. So there's still a week left and still plenty of time for people to catch up.
We're only halfway through.
Yeah. Well, a little bit more than half, but yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
So I definitely think there's plenty of, room out there. I mean, look at, like, I've got the rankings up right here. Like, look at, Monkey Suit for an example. He's got the most cities out of everybody, and he's ranked, 15th or 14th. So he could easily, anybody down here who's got 99 or 58 or 69 or even down into the 20s, can get a lot of cities real fast. It's just building up those cities, which doesn't take a long time. It just takes a lot of actual city building.
Focused effort.
Focused effort.
Definitely.
But, it's things like that where, if he's got 177 cities, he could shoot to number one pretty quickly, even though he's at 14 now. So it's a fast game, and it can go a lot faster.
Yeah, so it's still, nothing's decided, anywhere near decided yet.
And
Absolutely.
I know we're not supposed to be taking sides, but to Fact's comment, nobody thought Fact was going to win anyway, so you're not letting anybody down.
Oh dear. That's not taking a side, that's taking against the side. That's different.
Okay, as long as that's acceptable.
Oh, yeah. Very cool. So what major bugs are still on your list, Gordy?
That's more of an Alec question, since she's been raking me over the coals.
I'm in charge of Gordy's rota. What major bugs
She's
does
been
Gordy
doing an
still have?
awesome job at it, by the way. Since Al has kind of taken over, she's just been feeding them to me one by one and then keeping on me until they're fixed. Is it fixed yet? Is it fixed yet?
Yep.
And then I finally get
Excellent.
it fixed, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I want to go to sleep. She says, "All right, well, here's 3 more."
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so Lisa, what do you say?
What bugs does Gordy have to fix? I think, well, like the trade script, obviously, I guess, needs to get settled and working and not backing up ever or anything or whatever the problem is there. I guess after that, there's like a couple of bugs that we want to get fixed with, like when a player captures a castle, the kind of the handover of the castle, and like get counselor settings cancelling, and like queues cancelling and stuff. So like all of that to get sorted out, and definitely be cancelling when castle changes owner. What else? the demolishing, when you queue two things to demolish, the first one takes a little bit more time or something. We need to fix that. And the other major one is the graphics under the top wall for build queue. And that's actually pretty much it.
I like those
so far
graphics.
as
Yeah, you're
Really?
considering that that counts as a major bug. I mean, that's not even functional. That's just like a
it
funny
does,
graphic.
yeah, I know, but we're getting so many bug reports about it because people think that it's something happening in their city. It's kind of like, while it's only display, it's kind of quite a misleading, I suppose, display. So people
Well,
get really
with-
confused by it.
I've also found
With
that
one of the players, his buildings, if they showed up under the wall up top like that, they weren't actually showing graphics wise in the city itself. So it was
Yeah.
affecting somebody.
But I've also found that as I fix more and more of the major bugs that wouldn't normally be major bugs all of a sudden find their way into the number one major bug spot.
Man, who could be doing that? It's like someone is moving the priorities around.
It
Oh,
is.
no.
I don't know who would be doing that.
That's
Who could
crazy.
be doing that?
Awesome.
It's basically
Ghost
bug watching.
QA.
All right. So that's
Yeah, so
wonderful
that's-
progress.
I mean, we've fixed
Yeah, I
so
think
many.
so.
Do we have a list of all the bugs we fixed in the last week? I bet it's pretty long.
We actually don't really. We list the major ones day by day in the patch mail, but the smaller ones we actually don't really. We should start keeping a list. Someone should start keeping a list.
Because it's long.
Oh,
'Cause
God.
we fix bugs that people don't even notice yet.
Yeah, anticipating stuff before it happens. Yeah.
Awesome. So bug fixing going well. Now, we have a week left of this beta. Maybe that'll all be bug fixing too. We'll see. But after that, what major features are you going to be working on for beta 2?
We've got a lot to work on for beta 2. We've got got to do the whole palace thing, and we finally got a lockdown on the first palace graphics.
Temple.
So temple, yes. Who said palace?
Yeah.
So that's one piece of it, because once you have the images, then we can start programming them in and putting them in places and start working on all that aspect. A lot of stuff with alliances needs to be tweaked up and worked on.
We still have a lot of alliance stuff to rig up.
I'd like to get the market in there eventually.
Yes, that too.
But mostly the biggest part is the palace, or the temples and the shrines and the enlightenments or favoring or whatever the hell you're calling them now.
Blessings and loyalty.
The blessings and loyalties. So getting all of that stuff worked in. And
Yeah.
for the most part, the most work with that stuff is the menus. It's not like writing the back end scripts, it's making all of the menus populate and getting the information onto the screen and things like that. So that's
Have
what
everything
takes-
linking in the right places to all of the right other things. Yeah.
Because people don't realize, but there's probably thousands and thousands of little pieces that have all had to be hooked up individually.
Yep.
I mean, but everything you see on the screen that changes at any given point has to be done. We had to write that in there. So there is definitely a lot of work that goes into all the numbers and, everything changing. As well
For
as
sure.
keeping it, optimized as well, so it doesn't, completely.
So it doesn't update too much
Yes.
and lag everything. Yeah.
Which I found the other day I found a script that was running like 10, 15 times a second that was supposed to run every 10 seconds. I
Wow.
turned it off and, everything goes that much faster. But, a lot of times when you're doing the implementation and bug fixes, you don't realize that you put a double call in for something. So, that's also something that we need to do before the second beta is go in and just make sure that everything is optimized and, everything's running the way it should.
And nothing is running 15 times a second.
Yeah. And sometimes more, because if you had it running, twice, then it could be 30 times a second.
Oh dear.
Yep.
So you mentioned the temples and the alliance stuff. think you might have mentioned the teleport portals. Is that part of Beta 2?
Yeah, I mean those are probably a lot easier to put in than the actual temples, and also significantly less important.
Well, and also we have the graphics for those already. So
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
it's more of an importance kind of thing. It's just we could do the second beta without having the teleports, but at the same time, we'd like to. You can't do the second beta without having the temples.
no, we totally need the temples.
So, but I think if we
Yes,
slow
well,
it down,
cool.
it's also going to be a lot more fun for everybody.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it'll be fun to have it slowed down.
And I think that people, individual competitions are nice and all, but I think people really enjoy the alliance competitions more.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
So
Yeah, that they've missed it this week.
it'll be nice to get everybody, and some people complain that things aren't fair for the people in alliances and this, but it is a naturally an alliance-based game, and it's very hard to take something that's naturally alliance-based and turn it into a individual-based game. And we've tried our best to do what we could with it, by limiting trades and limiting reinforcements and things like that. But people are always going to end up organizing one way or another. So it'll be nice to get the game into its natural state, which is teamwork and organization and alliances and things like that, because everybody's going to enjoy it a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got a couple questions from the chat. Fact wants to know if this means we have graphics for all 8 of the temples done.
No, we've got graphics for one of the temples done, which means
We've
that
got
we are now on a
Ilana.
springboard to getting the rest done, because we've got a style finalized.
Yes. I'm looking for it here now.
Cool. And Glassel wants to know about overviews.
Overviews, we've actually talked quite a few times, me and Ala have, about how we were going to do overviews, and I think we've actually decided that it's not going to be an in-game menu. It's going to be a button that opens up a new tab, and it's going to be a completely separate page that's going to have all of your information. And the reason for that is that, one, it takes some of the resource pull from the game off, and two, there's just so much information that you can start to display in an overview that you could never fit it all into a floating menu properly. So
Yeah.
we've
I think we
been,
could do a lot more with it and have it a lot more visualized, kind of have a lot more in it than other games have had.
charts and graphs and things like that. It's going to be more like a dashboard than it is an overview, where it's going to have pie charts with idle troops versus raiding troops versus attacking troops, and different ways to get into different cities, and buttons that will do functionality and things like that. But it's going to be it's just going to be a lot easier and a lot nicer for everybody if it's a separate page. Because then you can start
Great.
adding all types of stuff.
Will you be able to export the data to your own, like an Excel spreadsheet kind of thing?
Yeah.
Definitely good. So when do you think you and Ella are going to be implementing that?
It's more one of those, priorities things. I think I'd rather get the beta 2 stuff up and working before we start jumping into the overview stuff working.
I think if Beta 2 is going well and we kind of don't have too many bug fixes to do, it could be something that we start to try and implement maybe during Beta 2. See how it goes.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, and it's also,
Yeah.
I always thought that beta 1 was going to have more strenuous in the bug fixes, because the beta 2 is just, continuations of the system in beta 1. So if you've got, all of the bugs fixed in the first beta, then, temple building is basically just a building. So if you've got all the bugs out of the building, then you've got all the bugs out of the temple building,
Yep.
Great.
Fact would like to know if we'll be able to access the overviews page when not in the game.
You could probably, we could, since
We
we
could probably
use
work that in.
well, we use the Bootstrap for the main site, and that's what I was planning on using for the dashboard. Kind of like some of the dashboards that we have for the admin.
Yeah.
So that would naturally scale pretty easily. So yeah, we could probably make it where you can just access your dashboard without actually logging in the game. You know, if it's just linked to your account anyways, you wouldn't have to be on the game to actually access it. So if you just access it from your web browser and logged in, then you'd be able to see your dashboard and see what's going on.
That'd be very nice.
Do we have a preview of the Temple of Yulana graphic? A screenshot that we could show?
I think Ala does.
I have actually PM'd it to you. It's already in your messages there.
What an excellent
Oh, she's a step ahead of you, Gordy.
Hmm.
Fact says, no pic, no proof. That's Temple of Ilana, or Yulana, if you want to
Ilana,
pronounce the whole thing.
Ylanna. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the sea goddess.
I don't think you actually pronounce those L's.
I can't decide. Alice, is it Ilana or Ulana? Because in Finland, anyway, I think it would be Ulana.
Yeah, it's Yelana.
Ulana. Okay.
Can you give us the drama?
There, those are the. Here, I can kind of zoom in on them. I think, maybe not too much, but those are the 1 through 10.
Move the
Graphics.
Skype box a bit so I could look at the
Yeah,
number
move
one.
the Skype box.
There's the 1 through 10s of the different levels, kind of building up little by little as you go up levels. So
Beautiful.
Yay!
Yeah, I love the progression.
Yeah, me too. You can really tell the difference now between the levels.
and
Definitely.
these are actually smaller than they will be on the actual game map too, as far as
Yeah.
in the city. Yeah, so these are probably more the size that the regional map ones would be, although they're going to be different graphics. But these will actually be about 2 or 3 times bigger, won't they?
Yeah, they will. There'll be 3 by 3 city spots. So that's 192 by 192 or something.
Yeah, and these are about 64 by 64 on the screen.
Yeah.
So, yep, but those are what they look like. And each one will have its own kind of, color and themes based on the, shrine that it's around or built to.
So other 7 gods still to come.
We do have the shrine graphic figured out now.
Yeah, if you look at the region view, you'll see the shrines. They're sort of a circle of columns, and we've got the lit shrines already picked too.
You want to post me
Excellent.
one of those, Ala, if you've got it?
The shrines. Hang on a second. I actually don't think I do.
I do, I think.
Oh, you do? Yes. Yeah, you have the one of all 8 of them together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that one.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Thank you. Will
No.
those be ready to use in beta 2? Yes.
These are the point of Beta 2, more or less.
Pretty much.
Is Beta 2 is going to be a faith building, blessing, what
Favoring.
Loyalty building.
Or loyalty.
Yes.
So many new words.
Faith, loyalty, blessing. I don't know.
You get the thing, you build the thing, and it gives you a thing. Yeah.
All right. Shrine's coming up.
So yeah, the win condition of beta 2 is the alliance that has the highest loyalty after 30
Yes.
days.
Right.
Here we are.
And that's combined loyalty to all the faiths. So it'll kind of be like
Gods.
Gods,
yes,
yes.
God. Jesus.
Oh god, I'm gonna
like-
have a
Another coin in the swear jar.
It's like a Finnish Nazi or Irish.
The last time I started correcting Gordy on naming, he gave me a chat macro. What's the one going to be this time, Gordy?
Oh no.
I will figure out something.
I'm sure you will.
But you never know when that farts loudly is going to get back, find its way back into the code.
That was absolutely hysterical for anybody who wasn't there.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I was in tears. I was laughing so hard.
Not only that, but we sat there waiting for that thing to trigger for ages.
I think I literally fell over and I was laughing so much that night. Oh.
Oh, we all needed the laugh, though. We really did. It was perfect timing.
All right.
It
great.
was
There's
actually perfect timing, yeah.
There's the shrines. Who builds a henge of stone? Asks Glassel.
That was me. I was sleepwalking. I woke up in the middle. I said, did I move all these stones? Shit.
Gordy carries all the monolithic stones on his back. He's just that good.
No,
I thought he-
I rolled them.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
You
You
just
can't carry those on your back. Just
Okay.
like a roll.
Oh, apparently our sound is out.
What?
Uh-oh.
The stream is lagging.
Oh no.
Gordy, I sent you a PM with the shrine pick.
Yeah, I got it up on there.
Oh, I see. It's lagging though. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
see.
there it went. Well, for me anyway.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I say white screen.
Yeah.
Oh
white
dear.
screen. Oh god.
No more white screens.
Oh, there they
Oh,
are.
that's
I see
cool.
them.
Nice.
I love the shrine of Naira. Naira.
Yeah,
Oh,
goddess of death
Sarah.
or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I say we shorten all of these gods' names to 3 letters. It's now the Shrine of Nai.
Shrine of
uh,
Nai.
Attack us. Which god is the red god? The red god is Veximus, god
Vex.
of war. Vex.
And the temples that you just saw are shrine to Ilana, which is the kind of light blue one with the fish.
Ellie.
So those are her temples. Illy. I thought we didn't like it.
Actually, the 3-letter abbreviation would be Yala.
Ila,
just-
yeah.
Yes.
Yala.
The Shrine of Elah.
That sounds alright, actually. But no.
definitely
Yeah, I
think,
think the black one is definitely my favorite.
The black one's my favorite by far. I think we're gonna have people fighting to get, a temple space near the death shrines.
I can't wait to see what the
Definitely.
death shrine or the death temples look like.
Oh yeah.
I'm so
they're
excited
gonna
for
be
the death
awesome.
temples.
Yeah. I think they need to have, some corpses, really, to be accurate.
Definitely.
Green apple, shrine to Granny Smith.
Yes, that's right. Granny Smith is one of the goddesses.
Yeah.
No shrine of gore. It's enough he has a boss.
It's just Shrine of Gran. Gosh, we gotta.
Gran.
I believe the green apple.
I take it that's
is
Savara.
Is the oh shoot? Who is the green apple one?
Oh, I know
I think
this.
that's Savara, the abundant goddess of plenty.
That's it. Avara, goddess of plenty.
Eva.
Deep breaths.
Oh, Gordy.
And the pinkish diamond is Mirius, god of stuff.
Miri.
Mary's
God of stuff.
No, Mary's the wealthy god of. What was he god of?
Trade.
Damn.
Materialism. Trade.
Trade. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Capitalism.
Not like a rich. What a bargain.
Look at us knowing all the gods. We're so up to date on our lore.
Yeah.
Wasn't right.
Right. So who's the orange with the bow?
Oh, I think
Oh,
that's my
that's,
favorite one, but I
Ibra
can't remember her
Stealthy.
name.
Ibria, the stealthy goddess of the
Ibria the
hunt.
Stealthy.
Who?
Ibria the stealthy.
Eb.
Read the body.
Oh God.
So he's not really unhappy.
And the yellow hammer is
Domdus.
the-
Domdus the builder.
Dom.
Dom the builder. Okay.
Dom the Builder. Dom the Builder.
And then just Syndros, the dude with the shield.
Cinny.
That's a terrible name. Sin.
I didn't come up with it.
Sin.
I didn't come up with it.
Sin.
Blame Alice for these names. I'm just shortening them and making them.
And Andy, actually, Andy gave me a lot of help with this. We had quite a lot of fun picking the names. And by fun, I mean tearing our hair out and going, "What about Gabla Gabla?"
I was all in favor of Gabla Gabla as one of the gods. I don't
Oh,
know.
sorry.
Yeah,
I
we'll say
had to vote against that. The spelling question, is it like 3 G's or 4 G's,
Yeah, there's a few silent H's in there as well.
Oh dear.
And for Lurch, his question about the trade's supposed to be catching up. They should be, but I'll make sure that they catch up as soon as the stream is done. I'll have some time to sit down and just, if anything, I'll just sit there and hand process them myself. So I'll make sure that they catch up and everything's running good.
Excellent.
Annalise did say that she got one of her trades, so it is slowly catching up.
Yay.
Yeah, it takes a little time, but it'll get it there.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm watching it process through. I've got it up on the other screen, so I can kind of see the ones that are getting processed. So it's definitely running through them and getting them fixed up.
Wonderful. So is the plan still to start the second beta in 3 weeks?
I guess we'll have to see how much we can implement after we get the bug fixes in. Tentatively, I'd say it's probably going to be a week longer than that, so maybe 3 weeks in between, so we have proper time to do some testing. But I really don't think that it's going to be too much in between time, because the majority of the game is in beta 1. So all
Right.
the trades, the counselors, everything, there's so much more in beta 1 than there will be new stuff in beta 2. So I don't see that it's going to be too much of a delay time between the two.
Wonderful. You know what a lot of people really want to know? A lot of the people that can't, necessarily afford to, donate and buy a key is, are we going to have any open alphas during that time?
Probably not.
Oh, I think you just made a lot of people cry.
I think there are ways to get beta keys for the second. I think there's quite a few floating around out there. So
That we do have a forum where you can register your interest in wanting a beta key.
and if,
Yeah, Pulgera has a whole list of them. So,
Yeah.
and she's passing them out as she gets them given to her, and is keeping the list very well organized. She's doing an amazing job on it.
and I did give out extra keys to everybody who donated for the keys. So there should be plenty of them. At least enough to go around.
Cool. So, guys, go on the forum, ask for keys, and you'll probably get them.
But the only reason that I wouldn't do a open alpha is because any open alpha you do is going to be a week long, and while it's up, it's going to be longer time between actually doing the second beta. And so I'd much prefer to get these betas going, get the second beta going, and onto the third, and then get the game live so that people can play without donating at all.
Yeah, wonderful. So, Steeltown asks if we can have more contests.
Yeah, we thought about doing more contests, but then what kind of contests we can do that isn't unfair, doesn't give the people with more cities a giant advantage already. So maybe it's something we'll look into later down the week, or maybe it's something we'll just surprise and give everybody give people rewards at the end of the beta for, whoever had the most this or most that. And you never know what's going to go on the crowns either that people are going to win. So, it's up in the air. We might, and if we do, we'll announce it.
Best chat troll.
No, that has to go to the Princess Flea forum post. Best
God,
troll.
yes.
That has got to go to her. That was great.
She really stayed in character all the way through.
We can't discriminate against people by giving rewards. We're no longer going to have any winners. Everybody's a winner. Congratulations, you all win.
Really what everyone in a war game wants to hear.
Yes. We will not tolerate discrimination.
That's right. Next server, no competition, cooperation on it.
In fact, we won't have chats either, and you won't see anybody else's cities. It'll just be you.
You wouldn't want to inspire envy by showing that somebody else has more stuff than you, right?
No, it'll just be you.
Exactly.
Or every time that you look at rankings, everybody's rank will look exactly like whatever your rank is. And your score.
And you'll have like a little smiley face, and they'll say, thumbs up, you're doing great.
And, if anything happens, Kessel will show up at your house and give you a hug.
Yeah.
See? She's going to be busy.
I'll just send out the hug drone.
No. It's discrimination.
What? No hug drone?
No, you're discriminating.
Oh.
Just show up in person.
Discriminating again.
Well, I don't like this idea though.
Oh, too bad. Overruled.
That's just a democracy.
No,
This is communism.
Damn it.
this is called a dictatorship.
Oh well, it is what it is.
So, other than that, everything's, running well. We're on, kind of schedule where I thought we would be as far as, fixes. And as, we noted earlier in our bug fix list, it's, we don't have much left on there. Except for getting trades to process through.
Yes.
Which they are running. It's going to take a while to catch up.
Yep.
Cool.
What other new things? I was getting onto Sergio during the week about Chatflare for all of our donators. So I guess hopefully we can have that in by beta 2 where everyone has a little Chatflare thingy beside their name.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm also going to put in the Alliance saves that people paid for. So those will be in for beta 2 too.
Yes.
Oh, also great.
So anybody who purchased the saving of an Alliance name, we'll have that reserved for them. I'm pretty sure that Fact reserved Porn of Gordy as his name, but that is the one that's getting saved to his account. So we might as well just change the name now.
Awesome.
Other than that, I don't know how much more we have, to update, since most of the people that are, on the stream are probably in the beta as well. We did put a, front runner table up on the, homepage of the site, so anybody who doesn't have a key can keep an eye on that and see who's currently in the lead. The cavern should be based on the amount of troops you have in your castles. So if the caverns are getting too high, it means that people around you are growing faster than you or have more troops than you. But there should be, at least some castles around you that are in the right
Caverns.
caverns. Yes, that are in the right level for the amount of troops you have. But, two of the continents are pretty well packed, so, it's going to be harder and harder if you're not building up the same level of troops as everybody else to find dungeons or caverns. So if you need to raid smaller caverns, you probably need to go to a different continent. And there are quite a few open.
13.
13, 12,
Completely empty.
and 33, I don't think have many people on them either.
Lassel asks, what's Sloth's crown going to look like? I don't think he wants a serious answer, though.
It's going to look like everybody else's crowns.
Okay. Very good.
Then it better include massive cleavage.
So crowns? I don't think we have cleavage on crowns. What? That's not even a thing.
Why can't we have boob crowns?
Cleavage on crowns.
No,
Boob crowns.
because it's like 16 pixels by 68 by 68. You can have these too small.
You could have
Too
Lara
small.
Croft boob crowns, just not realistic boob crowns.
Well,
Like
nobody's
early-
expecting
early-
realism. Do we have new people here?
I don't know.
Does anybody not know who we are?
We probably should, because
I-
people might watch the stream, outside of the live chat.
I am Gordon. Hello.
I'm Lisa, aka Alakazam. Hello.
Gordy is the lead developer. Lisa is the alter developer. I'm Jennifer Ketzel. I'm not sure what my role title is.
She's here.
Yeah,
Who did the map? And I'm Alice, I'm the writer.
I did the map there.
Yes, she did.
I'm Atira. I'm the community manager.
And if anything's broken, it's her fault.
Yes.
Always.
Feel free if you have any issues or comments to mail her. If she doesn't respond within 60 seconds, mail her again.
Just keep mailing her.
If she does
Yeah.
respond, just continue to mail her a couple more times just for good measure, just to make sure she understands what the problem is. Or you can just mail her blank statements,
Yeah.
No, thank you.
All right. So, guys, do we have any questions in the chat box? Anybody? Anything? Nihanto says my crown should be horns.
A horny. Eh?
There'll be something that's, relatively standard, but they'll be different than the regular game crowns, so.
All right. Gwendolyn wants a halo.
I
Well,
don't
cool.
think
I
that
think
we're going
everything's.
to be doing individualized on request crowns.
No. Awesome. Well,
If you do have a black
Think they-
screen, that means that you haven't loaded up properly, or you're not caching the graphics. So just try a restart and it should work fine.
cool.
But other than that, I will, make sure that these trades start to clear through. I'm looking at them now, and it looks like they're processing through. So it might just be a catching up kind of issue, and sometimes that can take a while depending on how far behind they are. But I'll certainly keep an eye on it and try to push it along as fast as I can. And then Gold Wolf can stop telling me that the trades are 5 seconds behind.
Oh,
'Cause then I try to fix it.
Glassel, I'm sorry. Glassel wants you to implement, how in, say, another game, you would hit Shift D to demo a building instead of just knock a level off. Is that something that we can implement?
That is on the bug list. It's a little further down the bug list in terms of priorities, but it is there.
All right.
We will eventually.
So you're
have
gonna
that.
get it, Glassel.
It's actually already there. You have to press up, down, left, right, A, B, select,
Very nice.
and it
Now
will demolish it.
we're estimating the final release of the game for late summer, early fall, right?
Yep.
Yep, that's what I
Estimate if betas keep going just as wonderfully as they're already going.
Yep.
Excellent. That was Nihanto's question.
Councillors queuing builds even when there's not enough resources. You know, I actually kind of passive aggressively put in the queue with councillors button in the hopes that Gordy would notice it and do something with it, but he hasn't yet.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Maybe I should put it on his bug list. That's what I'll do.
It's all of a sudden going to be a #1 priority. I also like to put the make the build queue changeable by drag and drop. So I don't know if anybody's noticed, but like on the list of your city list,
Under the Manage Lists tab,
yeah, under
you
the
can
manage
drag and
list,
drop your lists there to change their order.
if you want to change the order, you just kind of drag them down and change where you want it to go. And that's kind of what I was thinking of doing for the build queue.
Cool.
Yes, we can do that.
Sounds great.
Fact would like to know if the leaderboard socket could be made available for public use so that the alliances can use them for their own sites.
The what? Huh?
The ranking socket on the homepage,
It's a socket.
not the homepage, but the landing page on the site.
Oh,
I don't think he actually means socket, but
Yeah, not like WebSockets, like what you're thinking for the database.
he wants like an XML export of leaderboard stuff.
oh.
Yeah, so that they can run it live on their sites too. Or the bootstrap, that's the one. That's the word.
No,
No, it's
The-
really not.
the word is
Or whatever.
he wants an API access. So yes,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Mm. Okay.
Too many complicated words.
Yes.
You know, I could probably just, you know what I could do is I could make it like an iframe, where you can just iframe it onto your site. That shouldn't be too hard to do.
Yeah, being able to sort the build queue, that's coming along also and will be
Yeah.
eventually.
So we'll have a sort button at the top that will auto sort them for you, and then you can also drag and drop them yourself into your own order if you want.
Yes.
Will be the eventual plan.
And the add to the queue, even though you don't have the resources,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
which
Which
pretty
is what we were just talking about a few minutes ago.
fun. Yes. I was just summarizing.
Ah,
Wonderful.
Because if not, we will get questions.
Cool. So when at the end of this contest, you know, the crowns are handed out. Do we have that crown graphic yet?
I do not think that we do, but we will have it in a week.
Okay.
If
We will
not,
have it by that time, yeah.
if not, it will be hand drawn on a piece of paper and taken a picture of with my phone, and it will be on your account.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yes. It'll have smiley
Hand
faces.
drawn by Gordy graphic.
It'll be very unique. I did promise unique, you know,
You
beta
did.
crowns, so
You did. Sounds good.
all resource. Okay, you want a segment out of resource buildings. Yeah, maybe in the future we can do that.
like more options for the counselor.
Yeah, maybe
Right.
Guild counselor, yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
make it like a click with a, you know, kind of drop down, or, you know, not like a drop down, but, you know, another list of click boxes that show each building inside each one. You know,
Yeah.
maybe we can do that
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, there was a script for other game that let you specify per building what was the maximum level you wanted to build that to. So you could say, like, you know, build my barracks to level 10, but build my cottages, cabins to level, you know, 6 or something.
Yeah, I think that
What
worked.
script was
for
that? I don't
Keypress.
remember that.
Yeah, it was Tweak.
Yeah, yeah.
It was for key press when you press the L button, you know, and it would level everything up.
Right.
Oh yeah.
but it didn't
yeah.
actually control the counselor or minister.
No.
Yeah.
It was a nice interface.
Oh, that I remember. Yes, that is actually on our bug list to go in as well because I used to use that all of the time and I really miss it.
That cannot be a bug.
It is a bug. That is
That
a
is
bug.
not a bug. There's nothing
is
wrong
such
with
a
it.
bug.
I just haven't built it.
You know,
Such a bug.
just use the term backlist.
No, bug.
It's not a bug.
Backlist. It's the stuff that that's on your backlist.
To do.
Features list. Okay.
Things that Gordy needs to do.
Yes. Which is better than things that Gordy needs to fix.
Backlog. Cool.
Will Beta 2 be more like the real game with one continent to start with and adding more as needed or more than one?
Yes. It'll be a lot faster. You won't ever have, me just independently deciding when the continents are going to open based on the population. It's just going to go as a normal speed. So, and we will open up a lot more continents faster, mostly because that's, we want people to spread out and, get themselves
Control it.
around shrines.
So you said normal speed, but what actual speed do you think you're going to do it?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Much slower.
Nihanto would like to know if we're going to have notices when new continents open.
No.
To
they-
know
No,
pop
I
up
don't.
window.
No, I don't think so.
No, they will just
Okay.
open.
I think, technically, it wouldn't matter. Like once we're doing it normally, because you will still have room on your own continent to build. So I think new continents opening notices would be more annoying than anything.
It's not normal speed. It's just not going to be as fast. So it's not going to be the 10 times. It might be, 4 times res or 2 times res and 2 times travel or something like that. So maybe I just make everything 2 times instead of everything, 10 times or 4 times. So it'll be, just much slower, but not, boring slow. Just it's going to be a longer competition, and people don't want to spend all day sitting there, trying to build up cities.
Yes, we will get an email notification out for Beta 2 like we did for Beta 1, 3 days before it starts.
We'll try to do it before, more than 3 days before. So we'll try to announce it a week before. I can make it
Steeltan
alphabetical
asks,
order.
will there be a set time for continents opening, and when will we know when that is? It will be, I think, done by player numbers.
Yeah, it's based on numbers of cities on the continent as well as like a time lapse. So if a continent reaches a certain number of cities, then the next continent will open. If that number of cities isn't reached, then it goes over a specific time, then it will open it automatically.
Cool.
And the city list is eventually going to go from order that you dropped them into alphabetical, right?
Yes.
Somebody said that. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Great.
It was naturally alphabetical, and I had to go through painstaking effort to make it so that it was the order that you dropped them. So all I have to do is undo all of that hard work, and they'll just naturally go alphabetical.
Oh, poor
Sounds good.
Gordy.
Although technically, if you were to name 5 different cities A, for example, then they would be in the order that we have them now, which is order that they're settled in.
How about
Yeah.
you guys?
Technically, we would need both.
What we should really do is just have everybody name alphabetically the cities that they drop in order. So your first
Well-
city should be A, the second city should be B, and then we don't have to worry about any of this.
I actually, in other games, used to name every single one of my cities the same thing, and all of my actual city planning and knowing what the city was done in references, so that when I was attacking my enemy, they wouldn't know which castle I was hitting from without a lot of effort on their part.
Everybody knew
Very good.
they were gold and guard cities. Everybody knew. You weren't fooling anyone. We all knew what they were.
I have a
Hey,
good
Courtney, I-
question.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. You go first.
When you go to send your senators out, will there eventually be an option to name it before it sends,
Um,
so that it
No.
already has the new name when it lands?
Probably not for a while. Maybe eventually, but New City is fine for now.
Okay.
I could always switch it back to Gordy is awesome.
Yeah. I got a couple of questions. Related to Addie's question, people have asked about having a marker on region view for like where you're going to settle, or like if you're attacking a city that shows that city under attack, or those kinds of
Oh
things.
yes, that is in the works. Actually, I think we're waiting on the graphics for those. Actually, I will get on that.
Okay,
They're not
great.
in yet, but they will be. Yeah.
Wonderful. And also, how are you guys doing on the region view text tags?
I've tried a whole bunch of different options, so I am still working on it until I can find something good. It's just the text takes up a lot of resources to draw and to render, and people don't realize that with a canvas, it's not actually one big thing. It's actually redrawing it every time you move, so that's what's causing a large amount of lag. So I'm figuring out a way to make it so that it doesn't render as text, but renders more like an image on the screen and fits into the tiled map. So it'll be a work in progress, but we will get it there.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
But for some reason, it does not like drawing text. I mean, it can draw these complex graphics that we have all over the place seamlessly with very little overhead, but then you try to put a name on it and it goes crazy.
Interesting. Well, seems to be playable without it, so no complaints, no worries.
But we will get it up there eventually, as soon as I'm done fixing some of the more pertinent things like trades not processing through. Although my trades did finally process, so maybe it's catching up.
Cool.
I think we're only, I'm probably not too far behind by now.
All right.
Sounds great.
So
Well,
I
it
should
is, in
resume as
fact,
normal.
4:59 by my clock, so I think we've wrapped up.
No, we have to go for another 36 seconds.
Crap.
Nahanta asks,
45 seconds.
ships with senators on them speed up required to. Yeah, okay, so if you're sending a senator on trade ships, which speed should you research? It's ships, right?
Yes,
Yeah, ships.
ships.
I was supposed to look that up on Google this morning and I forgot. Oops.
Everybody send an email to 80 reminding her to look it up on Google.
You don't
won't
need
remember.
to. You just answered.
She won't remember unless you send at least 100 mails, so get on it.
Savu Cosmin won. At the time that Gordy took himself off the rankings, he was ranked number 1, and I am ranked number 2, because at the time that Gordy took us off the rankings, that was what our rankings were.
Our rankings go as in, order of awesomeness.
Excuse me.
So, of course, Alice should be number 1. It's 14.
Okay.
Can you put that on the
There you
bug
go.
list?
I'll put that on
Yeah,
the
there
bug
you
list.
go.
That is a definite bug.
I'd say that's priority 1.
No, I took us off
anyone.
the rankings because a lot of times my score will go up really fast because, I'm trying to figure out something. So it's easier just to keep us off the rankings completely.
Yeah.
Although, I didn't take 80 off. And I don't know.
Well, I'm at the bottom anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to know when you're asking 80 for advice and stuff, she's ranked 161.
I'm too
161.
busy answering questions to build.
And she's on more than most people. So just throwing it out there. But,
Thanks for the vote of confidence there, Gordy. I love you too.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody realized what was going on. I don't like people getting surprised and,
Cool.
All right.
I'm
Well,
totally beating Addie.
at least she's
All
not
right.
farting in chat again.
Okay.
How
Yep.
embarrassing for everybody.
Hey, at least it smelled like roses.
So, with that, I think that
And
we
on
will
that
end
note-
this. Thank you guys for tuning in on the stream. We will be on next week as well to talk about the wrap up of the first beta and about our plans for going further. So make sure to tune in for that one. Thank you all for playing and putting up with some of the things that have gone on. Overall, it's run pretty smoothly, and thanks to everybody that's been playing, we've gotten a lot fixed over the past week. We've got the counselors in pretty good places right now, with little things needed here and there, but for the most part, working pretty damn good.
Oh yeah.
And everybody's still in contention for the game, so just because you're behind now doesn't mean that you will be by the end of next week. It's very fast right now. It doesn't take much time to get yourself up there pretty quickly. The more cities you have, the more score that you'll be able to get. So just keep on dropping them, and we've got plenty of open continents. And if I see that we need more, I'll open more. So don't worry about running out of room. And we will see you guys next week, and we'll see you in chat as well.
Yep. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you next week.
Thanks,
Thanks, everyone. Bye.